All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the wall, in the closet, in the hall. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it in. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me, I'm this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm trying to lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack hit. Will get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Christopherson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off of 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Full racing here. Coast to Coast Racing Network. We get started here. Starting grid. A little bit late. Getting started here tonight. Trying to get myself ready for the fair coming up here in just a couple days here for Western PA. So I ended up just a little bit on the backside here that I would rather be. And we're looking here at the starting grid, as I said, here for heat number 1. We got Patrick Spangler starting out there on the pole in the number 39. Brian Dickens in the 122 starting in 2nd. Anthony Morano there starts third. Sam Bachman in 4th for FTM. The 007 Harold Klump there in the 19. The number in the 5th position here to start the race. Terry Waters in the 327. He'll be starting in 6th tonight. Row number 4 here in heat number 1. Scott Thomason in the number 6 starting in 7th. And then Barry Wallace, not taking the grid here for heat number 1, but would have started 8th back here in the number 210. Let me know if that fan is a little too loud. I will fix it if need be. But it is a muggy, humid one here in the booth. Now I'll come down there, off, get ready, set to go. Here, the group, I believe, here is your racing for real fast, and we are at Williams Grove. And they're down the way. Green flag waves here for heat number 1. 8 laps to go here on the Monday Night Madness. We got the 358s here. I gotta figure out who is sponsoring them. No, my sponsors are most likely not correct. As again, this is a new season. I think me being the guy that does all the graphics, my stuff would be up to date all the time, but unfortunately, it's like a mechanic. You know how the mechanics' cars are last to get fixed? That's the same way here at FFTV. I work on the graphics, but I'm the last one to update mine. Go figure. Coming off of turn 4, Brian Dickens out there in the front. Sam Bachman there in second. Patrick Spangler there in a third with Andy Morano there for Harold Klump back here in the fifth. With Terry Waters rolling out there in 6th right now. The top 4 moving on as it stands right now. Brian Dickens, Sam Bachman, Patrick Spangler down there on the inside. And that 007 is Sam Bachman trying to make a run for the lead down there on the inside. Underneath that dirt track bank. Number 122 of Brian Dickens. Dickens still hanging on to the lead. And we're through turn 3 and 4 here at Williams Grove. 5 laps to go, coming to 4 to go here for heat number 1, and they work it on out here. Let me know if the audio and stuff sounds okay. I can adjust things if need be. I just need to know so I can fix it. If my hearing's not the best, what might sound okay to me might not sound okay to the audience. We see Brian Dickens still out there in front. Sam Bachman there in the second. Trying to chase him down. Morano now gets around Spangler for that 4th spot. Or, I'm sorry, for that 3rd spot. Moving Spangler back to 4th. Morano trying to see if he can get a lead. Get up here to try to battle for that front spot. 2 laps to go. Sam Bachman battles with Dickens. Down there now out of the corner. And you watch him come off turn 4. Here we go. Number 1. And as I said, I am updated, so we have the updated sponsors and things. They work there off corner number 3 and 4 for the final time here for heat race number 1. And it's going to be Brian Dickens with the win. Sam Bachman a close second with Anthony Morano there in 3rd. Spangler coming in 4th. Harold Klump there in a 5th. We'll get those results here in just a moment. The official results, that is. Here is your finish result. Brian Dickens getting that win. Sam Bachman 2nd. Anthony Morano 3rd. Patrick Spangler 4th. Harold Klump there 5th. Terry Walters 6th. Scott Thomas in there in 7th, and Barry Wallace there in 8th. Heading out here now for heat number 2. Justin Hazlett's going to start out there on the pole with the 227. Chad Lackey there in the 66 will start in 2nd. Billy Roberts in the 099 is going to start there in 3rd. Dino with Dean Reynolds going to start there in the number 79 in 4th. Trevor Frank in the 121 rolls off in 5th tonight. Buck Molyneux in the 883 for Benham Racing is going to roll off in 6th. And rounding out your field here for heat number 2, Michael Machio in the 147. Hey, watch them roll there around the corners, getting ready for the start of heat number 2. And I'm trying to go and figure out who's sponsoring what here. I know Shaggy TV sponsoring 1. I'll pick it on the correct day. Uh, 358 at Stevens Garage M&M Custom. Get lined up there. Get ready for the start on this one. And off of corner number 4 they go. Chad Lackey up there in second. I'm sorry, in first. Falls back to second there as Justin Hazlitt gets a good run there on the bottom. Going to slide it up. Chad Lackey was going to go underneath. Dean Reynolds going underneath as well. He's down the back straightaway. At Williams Grove. Here we got 7 laps to go for the Stevens M&M 358. And oh no, Lackey goes around to left the back. I feel that's going to hand it over to Dean Reynolds. There in the front, as everybody gets it straightened back out. Bob Molyneux there in the 883 trying to get it on through there. And he got the 147 there. Oh no! Bud Molyneux, that's going to end it there for him. Michael there in the 147 still seems to hang it together okay. Having whirled down the back straightaway. And off the corner. Trevor Frank there in the 121 rolling down there out of turn number 4. Dean Reynolds, out there in the lead after that mishap there coming off the corner. Justin Hazlitt there second. Trevor Frank up to third. Chad Lackey in fourth. Billy Roberts there in a fifth as they try to roll it down there out of the corner. Up and off they go. And around here they go, trying to make something happen. Come down the back straight away. You're looking there at Roberts there in a fifth. Dean Reynolds. Final lap, white flags in the air for Dean Reynolds into number 79 as he works down that back straightaway. And all to himself there out front, Dean Reynolds will take the win here in heat number 2. And get set with the official results here in just a moment. I remember who the other sponsor is here. Access. Just going to save that one. It's just... All right, so here we go. Heat number 2. Your results are as follows here. Oh, come on now. Your results: Dean Reynolds, Justin Hazlitt, Trevor Frank, Chad Lackey, Billy Roberts, Michael Machio, Bartholomew there, rounding out your field here for heat number 3. Randy Shreve starting out there on the pole in the number 56. Brian Moore Sr. there in the 55 starts second. Row number 2. Jonathan Tohafajan there in the 21 starts third. Mike Guida in fourth, and then oh crap! I didn't get through. Struggling here tonight. Coming here. 2 with 2. John. Third spot. Down there a little bit. Now we see Mike Stryker up there in the 15, trying to work from down the back straightaway. There comes Mike Guida. We got here. Oh, come on now. Why is that not working? Man, oh man, that thing. There it is. Hey. Some days, I'm telling you, the PC just has a mind of its own. Down there now, out of the back stretch here, as they go down the back straightaway. Randy Shreve out front, Brian Moore there in a second. And we're down there now, off turn number 4. Keep watching there, we got 4 laps to go. Down there through, off corner number 2. And down there through 3 and 4. And keep it rolling here on through the show. Oh man, I'm sorry that's not that great of a logo, but at least they're up there correctly. Aces up, there's triple 3 or something for Renegades that'll be coming up here in a little while. Stevens M&M Open 358 mods here. You watch Brian Moore there in second. Here comes Randy Shreve out there in front. And we got Randy Shreve coming here for the win. And Randy Shreve will get the victory here in heat number 3. Down there now through turn 1 and 2 as they finish out the cool down lap. We'll get here with your results in just a moment. Now, Randy Shreve takes home the win. Here we go. Your results here. Randy Shreve getting that win. Brian Moore there in second. Guida there third. Jonathan Tohafajan there in fourth. Randall Dixon there fifth. Clay Christopherson sixth. And Mike Stryker there in seventh. There you go, your finish results there for heat number 3. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back here after this warm-up session. Thank you all for watching tonight.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Back here at the Speedway, just about to get set to rock and roll here with the next race. Now you see the grid lining up. All right, here we go. Your starting grid. Looking as follows. Three starts there in third tonight. Sam Buckman for Full Throttle Motorsports starts in the 007 there in the fourth. Start there in row number 3 inside the 227. On Edge Racing, Justin Haslett starts fifth. The sixth spot tonight, that's going to be the 55 of Brian Moore rolling off there. Rolling off in row number 4 inside for FTM, the 32 of Anthony Morano rolling off in seventh. Eighth spot starting there tonight is going to be Trevor Frank in the 121. Row number 5 inside on Edge Racing, the 066, Mike Wheeler in ninth position. The 10th position on the outside of row number 5, that's going to be the 39 of Patrick Spangler. Row number 6 inside, Chad Lackey in the 66. Starting in 11th, and Jonathan Tehoffagen there in 12th to his outside. Starting now, back here in 13th, Harold Klump to the outside, to the inside, in the number 19, Billy Roberts in the 099, starting 14th. Row number 8, the 011, Randall Dixon starting on the inside in 15th, the 327 of Terry Waters in 16th. Michael Baccio there in the 147 in 17th. Clay Christopherson rolls off in 18th tonight in the 051. Back here in row number 10, Scott Thomason for Thomason Racing, the 6th, starts in 19th. Bud Molyneux in the 883 starts in 20th tonight. Mike Streitler in the number 15 starts in 21st. Barry Wallace in the 210 starts in 22nd and rounds out your field here tonight. Everybody gets set to rock and roll here as they come off the corner. Down there now, off, here they go, down the front straightaway. 22-car field here in the Grove as they come there through turns 1 and 2. Driving a 3 wide A wheel. I just see Brian Moore there in the top side. As you got the 227 there on the bottom, the 56 there. Randy Shreves trying to find a way through the middle. Can't quite do it as they come there off the corner. Very, very tight racing as he works down there off of the corner. And keep it going down there through the back straightaway through turn 3 and 4. And back here now, down that back straightaway out of turn 2. You're watching that 227. Brandon Dickens trying to chase down Dean Reynolds, and Dean Reynolds is out front. There through turn 3 and 4. Down through the front straightaway, Dean Reynolds keeps them going here. They work down there now off turn number 2. Dickens, though, wants that spot. We'll see if he does get it. They work there off of the corner. Coming there now down that back straightaway. through corner 1 and 2. Dickens there out front. Dean there in a second. We got Sam Hoffman back here in a third. Off of turn number 4. You see Reynolds trying to close back in on the leader there. There we go. Now we got a better group of logos. Now with that Shaggy TV sponsoring the 410s. This is Stephen M&M 358 series. Brad Dickens here out front. Dean Reynolds, Sam Bachman back here in third. Randy Shreve there in a fourth. It's Morano sitting in fifth right now as they work down the back straightaway. Everybody's kind of single file trying to see if we can find some action on the speedway. There's Justin Haslett back here in eighth. And back here fight for ninth and 10th. That's Mike Guida and Patrick Spangler. Harold Plump back here in 11th, and they will keep working it out of the corner. As I said, if something sounds a little off on the audio, let me know so I can possibly fix it. As it is a little humid here in the booth, I do have a couple fans running, so if they're causing any type of interference, let me know, and we will get that fixed as quickly as I can. Now you watch these drivers roll down through out of turn number 2. Brian Dickens still your leader. Dean Reynolds second. Sam Bachman there in third, getting a great run up there on the high side as they work there under the floor. Bachman right there behind Brian Dickens, or I'm sorry, right there behind Dean Reynolds, who's following Brian Dickens. Dean Reynolds second. Bachman there in a third. Sam McConaughey's trying to find a way to strike on that outside. Down there through the front straightaway in the 1 and 2. Trevor Frank, he's back here out through, and you see the dust fly there off of Chad Lackey as he works that bottom of the racetrack. Dust rolling off of somebody out front of him as well, trying to see who that might be. Trying to figure out who else might be trying to roll the bottom, and everybody up there on the high side through 3 and 4. Here comes the 56. Randy Shreves looking to the bottom of 1 and 2. Can he quite get there? No, he can't. We got problems back here at the back. Chad Lackey, Mike Stryker possibly involved. Brian Moore Sr. involved as he's down there in the pits. We're going to take another look at this with the On the Pole instant replay here with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. See if we can figure out what happened here as they go down. Oh, no. Moore just ends up losing it, and nobody has anywhere to go. Spangler, here we'll see what happened to him. As it's saying he crashed, I just don't know. Hey, up there on the high side, coming there out of 2. I think sparks there from somebody in front of him. And, oh no, that's a big pileup. Hey, there's Brian Moore, there's Jonathan Toppagen, Spangler. Brian Moore, Barry Wallace, Barry Wallace, sorry, not in the field here. Michael Machio there in the 147. Oh, man, tough break there for some of these drivers. That was a hard hit there on the back straightaway. And you go on the pole for the instant replay. We're here at we're here with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. There again, line back up, lights are off, getting ready to go. Back green flag racing. Everybody works down that back straightaway. Brian Dickens out there in front. Dean Reynolds there in second. Bachman there in third. Morano sitting up there on the high side. There in fifth, Randy Shreves as they keep it working there. Corner number 3 and 4. down there now, off the back straightaway, or I'm sorry, off the turn 4, down the front straightaway. They're down and away. Dean trying to find that momentum to get up there in a battle with Dickens. And Murano gets a great run there on the high side, shoots past the 121 of Trevor Frank, who falls back in the 4th. As they keep it rolling there through turn 3 and 4. Going to run that high side up there. Little tap there out of these drivers. They're real tight coming there off the corner. Just look at them all stacked up there. You see the 011, Randall Dixon stuck in the middle there. You got the 6 of Scott Thomason below him. There you see Billy Roberts in the 99 up there above him, working off the corner. And down there now through turn 3 and 4. Brian Dickens out there in front. Dean Reynolds in second. They keep working there off of turn 2. Murano in third. 15 laps to go. Here for your Stevens M&M 358. Modified division as they work down the front straightaway here through turn 1 and 2. Dean Reynolds and Murano, Trevor Frank there in 4th, Sam Bachman in 5th. Brittany Shreve, he's sitting there in 6th right now. Hazlitt, Robert, Christopherson, and Thomason round out your top 10. Walter, Stryker, and Walters, Jonathan, and Stryker having issues back here at the back. Another caution here. Here's second on the night. They come down through here. Oh. And they just get a little squirrely there through turn 3 and 4, and it just gathers them all up there. Right there on the bottom. The 121 there gets sideways. Going to end up down, or I'm sorry, the 21 of Jonathan Kahophagen gets those two sideways. Collect Brian Moore. Or not. Wait, no. Terry Walters in the 327. Now Terry's got a little bit of a stagger there, more than what he probably would like. That car seems to be really offset. Out there in the pits goes Terry Walters. The chill out, Wallace not taking the grid. They got Dickens out there in front. There's Dean Reynolds. They're going to get side by side here. I think we got maybe one more lap under caution. Tough break here for those three drivers. Get tangled up there in turn number 4. That was, again, Jonathan, Terry Waters, and Mike Stryker. Working out down through the front straightaway. Now they're getting side by side and the lights go out this time. That means one lap to green. See if we can try to finish this one out. I mean, it's been exciting racing so far here tonight with the Coast to Coast Racing League. Hopefully everybody is enjoying the show as we're bringing it to you. I am your host from Fleer Farm TV. On the pole, Mr. Fleekster himself. Working down that back straightaway here through turn 3 and 4. The 007 there of Sam Buckman on the inside underneath of that 56. Randy Shreves, he's back there in 6th. Down off the corner, they hit the loud pedal down through the front straightaway. Murano trying to get a good run there on the bottom side, can't quite do it. That outside lane just prevails a little better there through the corner. Randy Shreves going to try to get out there, he does. Can he make something happen here through turn 3 and 4? Murano trying to hang tough down there on the bottom side. Can't quite do it, but he's got Buckman right there behind him. Mike Weena there in the 66. Dickens out front. Reynolds out there second. Frank in 3rd. Randy Shreves in 4th. With Murano in 5th. Clayton Christopherson there in 6th. Brian Dickens up there, leading the way as they come down the front straightaway. Up caution here. We see Bob Mullen and Jonathan Tahophagen. Bob Mullen, Jonathan Tahophagen, Mike Stryker involved. see Mike Stryker in the 15. Coming here in the 3 and 4, and it just, oh man, just stacks up there in the corner. The 3-2-7 of Terry Walters, Bud Molyneux involved, Anthony Morano back here in 19th. Not sure what happened to him. See if we can see what happened to him here under the caution flag. He's dropping to the back of the pack. And him come there into the corner, sliding through. And they're under caution. So I'm not sure what happened to Adam Morano as of why he dropped back, but he pulls down there on the bottom and drops to the back. Brian Niggins out there in the front, leading the way. Dean Reynolds there in a second. Frank in a third. Randy Shreves there in fourth. And then you got that 007 of Sam Bachman there in a fifth. Down there now, off the corner. Green flag in the air. There's single file restart. All the way down goes Steve. Try to get underneath. He can't quite get there. Goes back up in line there. You see Trevor Frank there in third place. Up there on the top side, looking outside of Dean. Can't quite get there. Dean just trying to find some sort of momentum there in number 79 for the dirt car or Super Dirt Car Series machine. And he works down that back straightaway now in the turn 3 and 4. Trevor Frank back here in a third. Randy Shreves in fourth. Sam Bachman, he's back here in a fourth. Brian Higgins running that lead out there in the front. Trevor Frank in a second. Reeves there in a fourth. 9 laps to go. Jonathan Hoppigan, he is out of this one with a black flag, possible disqualification there for the 19. Tough break for Jonathan here tonight. Frank there in a third. Randy Shreves in fourth. Justin Haslett, he's there in a fifth. And that 2-2-7. But out front, it's all Brian Dickens. As Dean Reynolds tries to find that line to catch him. But Dean's going to be careful on the back bumper. Is Trevor Frank. Frank doing a great job out there in third. Look into the outside of Reynolds as they come off a corner 2. Reynolds does get a little bit better run. There off a 2, puts a little bit of gap distance between him and Frank. Oh, Frank is in the back. Captain flag. Taking one heck of a ride there. Clay Christopherson involved. In the 051, Justin Haslett also involved. I guess in the 227 there as we were watching. Trevor Frank, Dean Reynolds, and Clay Christopherson, as we said, those 5 drivers, man, oh man, what a tough break there for Dean. He had a great run going there. So did Frank. I mean, those two just really were fighting it out hard up here for that second and third spot. Not sure exactly what happened. They welcomed him down through that back straightaway. Here, they're turn 3 and 4 up there on the high side. You'll see Dean kind of run a short slider there into the high line from that entrance on 30. And the 121 there just has a little bit better run, and I don't think he meant to, but he ends up sliding up into the right rear of Dean. Dean tries to lock it down, and it just happened so quick. The drivers behind him just can't get slowed up enough. And they go for a ride there through turn 4. The 121, I'm surprised he actually landed back on his wheels. Bounced around quite a bit, but does get it back down on all fours, allowing him to continue. But again, tough break. Brian Dickens out there in front as you watch him come down through that back straightaway. And in through turn number 4. Chad Lackey, Randall Dixon. They come there now off the corner. Up there, 1-2. Brian Dickens out there, the lead. Not sure why Star wasn't showing out front. We'll get that fixed out here, though, as they come around the corner. Now we're back live here. Down the front straightaway, 5 to go. Brian Dickens, your leader. Randy Shreves there in second. We got Sam Bachman there in a third. Dean Reynolds, after that unfortunate problem, ends up back here in 7th right now, just in front of Billy Roberts. A&J Landscaping number 99 is trying to roll his way on the bottom side. As Dean is there in 8th, falls back a couple spots. Dickens, though, out front. Randy Shreve there in 2nd. Sam Bachman in the 007 sitting in 3rd right now. They work it on out through the corner. Down there through off of 4. Down the front straight away. Dickens out there leading the way. Shreves there in 2nd. Sam Bachman there, 3rd. Chad Lackey in 4th. Harold Klump there, 5th. Billy Roberts there in 6th. They keep it rolling here. 3 laps to go for the main event of the Stevens Garage. M&M Customs 358 Modified. Down there now through off the start finish line. 2 laps to go. We're going to see exactly how this plays out here. Randy Shreves in 2nd. Bachman there in 3rd. And Bachman getting around Shreves here to take that 2nd spot away and gain those points. He's looking to the inside. Got a good run there on that inside, but I don't know if it's enough. Mike Wheeler now disqualified there in the number 17. I think, or does he just have a, no, he is out. That's right, he is out. If it was a meatball, it'd be showing up as a orange circle. So that is a DQ black flag with the X through it. So Mike Wheeler is out of this one as well. They battle it out there for 2nd. Final, or sorry, no, your results are going to be that of Brian Dickens getting the win out here at Williams Grove, followed by Randy Shreves, Chad Lackey. Buck Williams taking a great job here and putting that car in the victory lane, staying out of trouble, keeping our car hooked up ahead of the field. Just kept it clean all race long. Great job. And you see your winner pulling in here. Your podium pulling in here, would you rather. We got Brian Dickens, Randy Shreves, Chad Lackey. We're going to start here with 3rd place. I thought. Why wasn't I in there? Good evening there, Lackey. How's it going tonight?
Hey, Adam, how's it going?
A little warm, but it's going all right.
Nice, nice. That's good. Glad to hear.
How do you think your night's going?
Well, considering we had a little mishap there in the feature and we managed to drive back up to third, it's turned around for me, so happy about that.
Well, great job there tonight so far. And you going to be racing any more here at Williams Grove tonight?
No, unfortunately, I won't be, no.
All right. Well, you did a great job getting that 66. I know you had a little bit of trouble there through the race. Kind of take us through your thoughts on the way this track developed here for the 358.
This track kind of sucks, in my opinion. I don't really care for this place unless it's like on the bottom or on the top here. It's very boring. It's a train, and yeah, you people just driving in the back of each other in the top here. So yeah, this place isn't on my favorites, but yeah, we still walked away at the third, so happy about that.
Well, I've talked about so many times because the competition is so fierce. So anytime you can get a podium is a win in my book.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, you got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that third place finish here in the 358s?
Yeah, yourself, Adam, for doing the broadcast. Everyone at Coast to Coast and behind the scenes with us lead together. Billings Motorsports, Urishi Media, Vertex Graphics, and all the boys in Discord and anyone who's watching. Just want to say hi. Hope you enjoyed the race.
All right, great job there.
Chad.
And you have yourself a great night there.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
That's Chad Lackey, your third place finisher. And I will get with second place, Randy Shreves. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
I hope it's cooler there on track than what it is here in the booth.
Oh, I think it's kind of hotter. I was sweating my butt off there. But yeah, definitely a hell of a race and very entertaining, very surprising to me that I even finished up front. I mean, I was struggling with the setup the whole time. I was kind of worried about that because I didn't have an actual setup, so I went with iRacing and ran what they had, made a few changes, and seemed to work out. And you know, caught a couple lucky breaks and finished up here in second.
Oh, great job there. And I mean, what was your thoughts? I know it looked like the track slicked off pretty good there through the corners.
Yeah, I kind of just knew that it was going to be topside pretty much the whole way, and you know, I tried to just keep it there. There was a couple times on them restarts where I had to start at the bottom, and you know, lost a few positions that way, and then you know, luckily next restart I got to start up top, made my few spots back, and you know, we all had a good race. You know, Dino and Trevor were up there putting on a good race, and they kind of bumped each other, and that's kind of what gave me a little bit of luck and got me up there a little farther. And yeah, just happy to finish off on the podium tonight.
Well, great job. And did you think coming into tonight you had you had a podium car, or did it just kind of work out in that favor?
Yeah, I definitely was very skeptical about this race. Even just starting the race, I just didn't know what to expect or how the car was going to handle using the iRacing setup. And you know, it just kind of worked out and got lucky.
Alrighty, great job. And you have yourself, you know, are you racing any more here tonight?
Yeah, I'll be racing the other two races also.
Alrighty, well, good luck.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, that is your second place. Well, before you go, you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank there, Randy?
Yes, for sure. As always, definitely want to thank Coast to Coast for putting on this awesome league. You, Adam, for the broadcast and everything you do for the league. Not sure who's sponsoring this, but whoever's sponsoring this race and all the other races, want to thank my buddy Mike McCoy for watching, my buddy Jeff Span for watching, all my other friends that are watching, and everybody else for watching, and everybody that supports me.
All right, great job.
Thanks, Adam.
And good luck in the next race.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, so that Randy Shreves, there your second place. But now we'll get your winner, Brian Dickens. Good evening there, Brian. How's it going?
Doing well, buddy. How are you?
Warm, but doing okay.
I hear you.
I've been missing a broadcast. If the fans sound too loud, let me know, because it's a warm one.
No, we're good. We're good, man. You sound good.
So great job getting that win tonight. Looked like you had to battle Dean there early on, but once you got around him, it was pretty much him chasing you down the rest of the race, and seemed like the car was hooked up for you pretty well.
Yeah, the car was really good. Had a lot of forward drive in it, center off. Yeah, it was great. It was probably one of the best setup cars I've had in a long time.
Great job there, Brian. And you racing more series here tonight?
Nah, I'm one and out, man. I usually just run modifieds on Monday and then 358s on Thursday, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, it's obvious you know how to drive them around the track. You did a great job here tonight. As slick as this track seemed to get here tonight. You got sponsors, shout out people you want to thank for getting that victory?
Absolutely. We got to thank the Dirt Track Bank, Hammerdown Racing. Got to thank On Edge Racing. Got some of my asphalt buddies running with me now. Of course, Weeda's been running with us for a while, and got Justin Hazlitt come out and run with us. So have a good time with that. Been running a lot of tests and stuff during the week, trying to get a little better. Got to thank Hammerdown Racing with Brandon, Kurt, Joe, and Mike. And got to thank you for doing the broadcast. Got to thank everybody at C2C. And that's about it.
Already, great job there again, Brian. And have yourself a great night. I'm not going to be gone for a while here for the next few days, so enjoy the next couple weeks. Enjoy the 4th of July.
All right, you too, buddy. Thank you.
So that's Brian Dickens. Now we're going to go and take a short break. We'll head over and get ready for the next series. So don't go anywhere. More racing coming up after this break. Thank you again so much for watching.
It's the truth that I love and war. Worlds collide.
the win to Patrick Spangler.
Not enough. Jack Hit gets the win here in Eldora tonight.
Mackey trying to counter, won't get there. Dino wins to the 358.
Flag waves, give it to the Samaconda, Sam Bachman.
Trevor Guru got the flag in sight, and he will get the victory here.
Door shut, final time off of 4. Christensen takes the checkered flag.
And it's a close race. It's going to be Shreves getting the win with Grammy.
Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves, give it to Gavin Chatham. Light some fireworks for the 007. Brockman brings home the win. The Iceman brings home the win. Give it to Chad Griggs.
All right, just waiting for us to get everything situated here. Get the cameras online once again. One of the tiers everybody looks forward to. This is the gauge. I put it up practice here. Getting ready for qualified. Best times there so far, as you see it here tonight, your Aces Triple G gauge. These are 360 wing sprint cars. Cool Cats there in the 07. We got coming out there on track. Joseph Grandy in the 518. Down the back straightaway here. Chad York in the 09 coming out on track. The number 7. And we're there up the corner as well. Down here now. Corner number 3 and 4, or sorry, 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Jeremy Christensen out there running the 016 out there along the outside wall trying to find that best time. Jack Hitt running a great time there. Spangler comes out there and he'll lay down a 17.622, but Thomason, not to be undone, comes out with a 17.598 to give him the pull so far. Working there on corner number 2, or turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Caught the inside there. But that was, sir, he got his time in. 17.449. Spangler with a 17.548. So some fast times out there right now. And there is Murano Isaac Bowman coming down the back straightaway. Finished up his time. There's Barry Goldner. Chad Griggs, he's out here trying to see if he can lay down a decent time. There's through turn 1 and 2. Down there on the bottom in that number 270. Right now, he's got a 17.507 for his first lap. What can he do his second lap? There's he down there on the bottom. Up off of turn 4. Griggs will get we'll see here, a 17.271. Chad Griggs, your pole sitter as it stands right now out of Jefferson City, Montana. And we get set ready here for heat number 1. Here is the starting grid for your Aces Triple G Renegades. Murano starting there in car number 32 out there on the pole. Joseph Grandy starting in a second on his outside. Then you see Patrick Spangler starting third tonight in the number 39. Chad Griggs there in the number 270 there in a fourth. Row number 3 inside the 56 of Randy Shreves. to his outside, Brian Moore into number 55. In row number 4, inside for Infamous Raceworks. There, the 9 of Isaac Bowman starts 7th. Jeff Clark from K&M Racing Team, the number 513, rolls off in 8th. Row number 5, full field here for heat number 1. Barry Goldner in the number 36. In 9th, Clay Christopherson there in 10th with the 051. Starting, as we said, in 10th, your full field there tonight. Danny Morano leading them to the flag here. And we got one more time around. 8 laps the distance for Aces Up. Triple G Renegades. Again, these are 360 wing sprint division. After this, if you're still hanging around, it will be the Shaggy TV 410 sprints. Those are the big boys, the Outlaw Series. They roll down that back straight away here, side by side. Ready for the start of this one to kick off. Now you see that 39 of Patrick Spangler, Chad Griggs. They're in the number 270. And if you're curious why Wigan Farm TV is here instead of your normal Shaggy TV, Jackie is at Lincoln Motor Speedway tonight. Hopefully he's enjoying the weather, staying cool enough, and enjoying the racing action out there at Lincoln as they work here through turn 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Morano getting a great run. Chad Griggs, though, he's got to try to gain that spot up there on the high side. Little brush off the outside wall. Can't quite run the line he was wanting in qualifying. We see Spangler trying to force it 3 wide. Morano ends up in the middle. And now Griggs to the outside. It's a great run there through turn 3 and 4, chasing down Grandy, and Grandy's out there in front. Spangler and Morano fight for 3rd and 4th, and Spangler's down there on the bottom. Maybe a little bit of tight, tough touch there with Wayne Spangler and Griggs, but they keep it straight and ready to go. And they come there now off turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Griggs dives to the inside of Grandy. Grandy hanging tough on the outside. Griggs down there below him. Griggs right now having the best time here in the 827. Down there, gonna slide. Touchdown. And Morano, Moore, Grandy ends up falling all the way back. Croak up there in the outside wall. Spangler going to try the slide job himself. As now here comes Griggs back down underneath him. Spangler once again battling there for second as he works there through turn 3 and 4 up there on the high side. Morano sitting 3rd here for heat number 1. And we're down there now off turn number 2. Chad Griggs, your leader. Morano there in 3rd. Spangler here 2nd. Up there off turn number 3 and 4. Griggs out there on the top side, out front ahead of Spangler. Spangler trying to find that momentum to get up there, but he can't seem to do it. Down the back straightaway, final lap here for the heat race at Williams Grove. Chad Griggs out front. And he'll come for the heat number 1 victory. Chad Griggs in the number 27 of 270. Now they work down the back straightaway here as the official counter gets them all settled in. Chad Griggs, your winner. Spangler in 2nd, Morano in 3rd here for heat number 1. As heat 2 grids up here. Here is your results of heat number 1. Chad Griggs getting that win. Patrick Spangler there 2nd. Anthony Morano 3rd. Randy Shreve 4th. Brian Moore 5th. Jeff Parker in 6th. Clay Christopherson there in 7th. Barry Goldner there in 8th. Joseph Grandy there in 9th. Isaac Bowman in 10th. Here for heat number 2, we have Jeremy Christensen in the 016. Starting out there on pole, Blake Chapman who is outside for Christ Sim Racing, driving to number 20. Starting in second. Row number 2 on it inside. Bob the Good starting in Scott Thomason. For Scott Thomason racing into number 6, starting third. Ted York in the 09 starts fourth. Row number 3 on that inside. Can-Am Racing Team number 7, Bob the Good. There in fifth. Trevor Frank there in sixth in the 121. Row number 4 inside to 79, Dean Reynolds in seventh to roll off tonight into his outside jacket into number 217. And rounding out heat number 2 is going to be Cool Cats in the 07. They work here off of the corner they go. Blake Chapman there in second on that outside lane. The 016 of Jeremy Christensen down there on that inside as your pole sitter. Who's it going to be tonight? They work down that back straightaway here in the 3 and 4. Eight laps the distance once again here for heat number 2. Green flags in the air. There they go. Blake Chapman. Thomason. Along with Polecats getting a piece of it as well. They're out of turn 4. Jeremy Christensen there in second is Chapman out there in the front. Thomason, he's there in the third now. Here comes Ted York on that inside trying to make some sort of race happen as they work down the back straightaway. Here's through turn 3 and 4. Ted York there through the middle. Got there just in front of him, getting up there in the second now. As Christian falls back, here comes Ted York looking there. Dean Reynolds up there on the high side. Hitting that number 79. Trying to find his way to the front as Chapman is out there with the lead up there along that top side. 4 laps to go, 4 laps down. We are halfway through heat number 2. This is your Aces Up Sim Sports Triple G Pyrotechnics. Now, appropriate here as we are in our summer season, and a lot of fireworks going to be going off here this coming weekend, as it is the 4th of July, 250 years for America. Blake Chapman out of turn number 2. Scott Thomason, Jeremy Christensen, Dean Reynolds, Ted York out there in the pit, and Blake Chapman's out there in the lead down through the back straightaway. 2 laps to go, lap and a half now as they come there out of turn number 4. Scott Thomason out there in second, Jeremy Christensen there in third. Down on that inside comes Dino, as Dino's trying to get that 79 up there to battle for that spot. Looks like he's there. But a lap for Blake Chapman, half a lap to go. Somebody down there on that inside wall, I think that might have been Jack Hitt. How they work down there off the corner. Blake Chapman getting the win here. Jeremy Christensen hanging on the third. As Scott Thomason brings home second. We'll get official results here in just a moment. For your 360 Renegade, sponsored by Aces Up and Triple G Pyrotechnics. Oh, here it is, your Heat 2 results. Going to be Blake Chapman getting that win. Scott Thomason second. Jeremy Christensen there third. Dean Reynolds there in fourth. Ted York fifth. Bob the Good there in sixth. Jack Hitt in seventh. Trevor Frank in eighth. And Cole Cat there in ninth. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back after this short message.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, back here at the Speedway. Sorry, it took me a moment there. Didn't mean to have black screen. Hopefully it wasn't black for too long. Now we're getting set for your main event of the 360 Renegades, brought to you by Aces Up, Triple G Pyrotechnics. Your starting grid out on the front row. Cool. How about we get to the correct spot of the starting grid? That would be helpful. There we go. Jack Briggs in the number 270. Got to start out there on the pole. Blake Chapman there in second in the number 20. Row number 2, Patrick Spangler there on the inside. Driving to number 39, Scott Thomas in there in sixth. Or in the sixth machine. Starting fourth. Row number 3, inside, FDM's own Anthony Murata, driving car number 32. We'll start fifth. Jeremy Christensen in the 016, starting sixth here tonight. Row number 4, inside in seventh is going to be the 56 of Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsport. Who's outside, starting in eighth. Dean Reynolds in the number 79 for Super Dirt Car Series Full Throttle Motorsport. Row number 5, inside, 55. Brian Moore Sr. will roll off in 9th. Ted York in the 09. Starts to his outside in 10th. Row number 6, back here in 11th. That's going to be starting the Can-Am Racing Team 513. Driven by Jeff Barker. To his outside teammate. Driving number 7, Mr. Bob Good, there in 12. Row number 7, that inside line, Clay Christopherson, the 051. Starts 13th with 217, a Jack hit to his outside, starting 14th. Barry Goldner back here at the back, starting in 15th tonight for Stephen Goldner Racing. And the 36th, Barry Goldner. To his outside, Trevor Frank in the 121, starting here in 16th. Joseph Brandy in the 518 for Raise the Bar, starts 17th inside row number 9. Cole Pass there in 18th, Isaac Bowman there in 19th. Driving number 9 for Infinite Raceworks. That is your starting grid, and here they are. Green flag down through turn number 1 and 2. As Green, Bowman out. Chapman out. Trying to take it all together, and we're going to shoot from four. What? Don't turn around. Yeah, you don't pick this. You can't get it. Don't see anything that might have happened. I'm sure exactly what happened there on the green. We'll have to take a look at that. Another point here tonight, if we can, as Brandy was involved, Ted York involved, and Dean Reynolds involved. Patrick Spangler there to the outside, up into that outside wall a little bit. Sitting in third there in that 360 for Shandy TV. Driving at number 39, Chad Griggs out there in front, having a great run. Up there on that high side, just ripping that lip. Holding on to that cushion the best he can there through turn 3 and 4. Having more in that number 55, bringing it to pit road. Missing the top wing on that. Barry Goldner in the 36. He's back here at the back with SGR. As Chad Griggs just out there in front. Lap 5 of the 30 to go here. 30 to go as they come across the line, so it was 35 laps the distance. Patrick Spangler out there in third, as he's down there on the bottom. Scott Thomason there in fourth. Murata there in fifth. And up there to the high side comes Jeremy Christensen. He's trying to make it happen. Up there on the high side, down there to the inside though. It's the 56 of Randy Shreves in that Hot Wheels machine. Trying to make a run for it. That is he out there in front, the 27 of Chad Griggs. There in third is Blake Chapman. Thomas in there fourth. Morano fifth. Christensen there sixth. Randy Shreves, he's back here in seventh. Keeping it rolling there down the back straightaway. 27 to go. I would see 3 drivers with that first initial problem. Not sure exactly what happened, as we don't want to take a break from the live action to really show it. We'll try to get it here as we get farther into this. Down there through the back straightaway, through turn 3 and 4, up there on that high side. That 016 of Jeremy Christensen having a good run up there. And uh-oh, there goes the 6 of Thomason up there into the outside wall. Got to try to keep up with that, and that can really ruin your night. There they backed it on down through the middle of the track, through turn 3 and 4. Right there behind Morano. Chapman here in a third. Spangler up to second. As Griggs is out there in front, ripping that lip. Right where Spangler likes to be, too. So 2 great race cars out there, 1 and 2. We'll have to see if Spangler can get up there and battle it out with them at all. As Chapman's down there on the bottom side. He started outside pole, but falls back to third. Morano's back here in fourth after starting fifth. Scott Thomason started fourth. He's back to fifth. Christensen out there on that high side, still trying to find that momentum. Randy Shree is down there on the bottom, just trying to find where his car feels the best. And they went there through turn 1 and 2. Chad Griggs out there up front. There we see Blake Chapman, Patrick Spangler, Anthony Morano, Scott Thomason, Jeremy Christensen. There in sixth. Randy Shreve, Jack Hitt. Working down the back straight, or front straightaway, Spangler. Down there now, out of the corner, Anthony Morano, Scott Thomason, Jeremy Christensen, Jack Hitt there in seventh. Up there to the high side, Chad Griggs. Caution is out. It's time for Patrick Spangler. Brandon Moore jumps to the pit, so we'll probably see problems here with this one. First caution. Here's Spangler. We'll see what happens to him. Up there against that outside wall, possibly just reaches out and grabs him. That's exactly what happened. It just reaches out, grabs him, up and around he goes. Gets it underway once again. So I don't think too much of an issue there for Spangler, but here's a bigger issue with Randy Shreves, I believe. As Shreves comes down there a little bit below the slick, tries to keep it up there. There is contact. Front suspension broke on the front of that machine. You're seeing contact there. Now let's go back and look at this start real fast, because this is what was really interesting at the start. Surprising there's no caution. And we saw problems there with Moore here at the beginning. And come here for the green flag. Reynolds had issues as well, just there in front of Moore. Coming there through turn 1 and 2. You see Moore there on the bottom. Reynolds up there on the top side. And they just collect one another there on the back. They collect more. Oh, that was a heartbreaking start. How many drivers as they work there now down the back straightaway here through turn 3 and 4 rather. First caution. That might be what Spangler wanted to see, but not what Griggs wanted to see. That helped Rio Griggs into Spangler. And Spangler's got the preferred line on that outside at the moment. Four drivers out of this one, 3 drivers a lap down, 12 drivers on the lead lap out of the 19 that started the race here tonight. Now they're now off of the front, in the corner 1 and 2. Griggs gets up there to the high side. Spangler, he really played a great job there, keeping that car forward. allowing him to hang on to the second spot there. They're both bouncing off the outside wall there through 3 and 4. Spangler's got to be careful of that. He's already been hooked once by that outside wall. He don't want to get hooked again. That cushion wearing thin up there on the high side. Briggs up there, well, trying to keep it off of the wall. They spend Chapman down on the inside. There we go. Chapman on the high side, Morano on the inside. Spangler, Griggs on that high side, down there through the back straight or front straightaway now. As Griggs hangs on to the lead, as Spangler's trying to find that extra grip he needs without losing the battle here. Chapman finding something here late. 17 laps to go, but Chapman reeled in Spangler. I don't know if Spangler had a small issue there, maybe had a mistake in one of the corners. Chapman starting to really put something together here if he can. Spangler back up there to the high side. Morano sitting there fourth. Thomas in there fifth. Trevor Frank, what a night for him. Up 10 spots. Another one that's up a lot of spots is that of Isaac Bowman, up 11 spots from where he started. He is here in 9th spot. He falls in one position. Craig Christopherson gets around him there on the bottom side. The 16 there trying to get around him now as well. They all battle for position. Here they come off turn 4. 14 laps to go. Chad Griggs, your race leader, with Patrick Spangler there in second. Sparks flying as they drive up that close to the outside wall. Down through turn 3, 4, onto the front straight, away they go. With Chad Griggs, your race leader. Spangler just trying to find some sort of little bit more grip. Same with Chapman. Morano sitting comfortable in the fourth right now as they work through turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Scott Thomason there in a fifth. Jack Kidd in sixth. Trevor Frank sitting there in a seventh. Biggest mover tonight is that of Isaac Bowman in the number 9, up to 9th spot. We see Spangler flirting with danger with the outside wall once again. They come here now out of turn number 4. Down there on the inside, 12 laps to go, 11 laps to go. They come across the line. Here at Williams Grove, Spangler got a little bit out there, couldn't quite get it to stick. But Griggs has fallen back here a little bit down there on the inside. And Spangler finally finding something. You see Griggs dropping to the inside. I don't know if he's touched that outside wall enough. Now he's worried about a DQ. He worked there through 3 and 4. Spangler, they worked for that outside lane. Spangler real good at rolling that outside lane as they're coming up the lap traffic. I see that of the 07 of Cool Cats. Going a lap down there as Griggs goes underneath him. Spangler now going to work underneath him here through 3 and 4. Or works above him. He's not sure where to go. Cass is going to slow him up there just a little bit. Spangler going underneath. And going to force him to make a move there. Up to the outside goes Spangler. Griggs now there to the bottom of the racetrack. Still hanging on to the bottom, hoping that bottom comes in once again. There for him as he rolls off. He was great at running the bottom. There in qualifying and in the heat. So he's coming back to that now here late. 7 laps to go. He ran his fastest lap down there on the bottom. Right now, he's still faster than Spangler. Spangler's got a 19.32. A faster of the top 3, though, it's going to be Chapman, as I was just going to speak about him, getting into Spangler. And Drew takes over second spot as Chapman is running faster than both the leaders. 5 laps to go. Chapman there a little slower that time. And I think that's because he had that closing distance there on Spangler. Chapman trying to get up there. He's really up against that outside cushion, trying to chase down Griggs. As Griggs comes up to another lap down machine. Chapman's working that outside line, closing that gap. There on that high side, he's got it down to almost a second here. As Griggs gets around the lap machine. Chapman's got to do the same. Bob the Good's going to keep it low to stay out of the way of Chapman. Or I'm sorry, no, that's the 36 of Barry Goldner. Goldner now 2 laps down. 3 laps to go for Chad Griggs out there in front. Chapman there in a second. Griggs found some speed there that last lap. Chapman's now going to try to dig in up there on that high side, and it's not an easy feat to do. Now he is here about a second behind Griggs. Final lap, Griggs down there on the bottom. Just a couple more turns and he's home free. Down the back straightaway, Griggs got there to the outside wall. Finds it here into the bottom of 3 and 4. Going to protect that slide. And he does a great job of doing so here on turn number 4. Chad Griggs to the flag, and he will get the victory here at Williams Grove here tonight. That's the result. Definitely Chad Griggs has the win. Blake Chapman in second. Patrick Spangler there in third. Anthony Morano there for Scott Thomason there in fifth tonight. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing action here. As we said, it is a warm, humid Monday night. Your official results are Chad Griggs, your leader, and winner. Blake Chapman in second. Spangler there third. Started 1, 2, 3, ended 1, 2, 3. Anthony Morano there in fourth. Scott Thomason there in fifth. Jack Kidd sixth. Blake Christopherson there in seventh. Trevor Frank there in eighth. Jeff Barker in ninth. Isaac Bowman there in 10th. Bob the Good in 11th. Jeremy Christensen takes home 12th. Cole Katz there in 13th. Barry Goldner in 14th. 15th going to Randy Shreve. Brian Moore in 16th. Dean Reynolds in 17th. With that unfortunate incident there at the beginning of the race, same with Ted York, as he finishes 18th. Joseph Grandy as well there in 19th. We'll get with your winner board here in just a moment. Good evening there, Patrick. How's it going?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and man, what a night of racing here at Williams Grove tonight.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Only 2 cautions, I think. So it's always nice because sometimes it can be a caution fest here.
Well, I mean, you seem like you had a pretty good car out there. Did you just find the outside wall just a couple too many times, or just couldn't find that speed of those guys in front of you?
Chad's usually in a whole nother class by himself. I was catching a little bit, but I just kept overdriving the car, and I think it was like lap 12. I did a 360, and somehow the caution never came out. Just got into the wall too much. But yeah, and I got into Blake, and then I felt bad, so I let Blake by, and then they just drove away from me. So I just nurtured her home into third place here.
You got third place here tonight, and are you pretty happy with that finish here at the Grove?
Yeah, Chad and Blake are 2 top drivers, and once they get past you, it's tough to catch them, especially on long green flag runs like this. They were just by far better tonight. So yeah, I'll be happy with third here tonight.
Great job there, Patrick. And what's your sponsor shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank there for third place tonight?
Yeah, just you for everything you do for the league, between your broadcast, artwork, and everything else. Jack, Jeff, and Dean for run the league. Finish line race designs for the wrap. And Dad back on watching.
All righty, well, are you coming out for the Shaggy TV 410s?
Yep, I'll be there.
All righty, well, good luck on those.
All right, thanks.
That's Patrick Spangler there, your Third place finisher. Now we'll get with second place, Blake Chapman. Good evening here, Blake. How's it going? Oh, wait a moment. Got to get him here. Good evening here, Blake. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about yourself, Adam?
Going well. Looks like you kind of had an up and down race here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Tried to run the bottom early. Kind of had the car set up to catfish down by the fence, and that was obviously not the fastest line around the track. So I was just gonna kind of let Chad and Patrick just kind of run away and wait for a caution to come out. And Patrick ended up getting into the wall, got around him, and then he got back around me before a caution came out. But I think he was probably dealing with a little bit of damage, so we're able to get him back. I think the car felt okay up top towards the end. Um, felt pretty even with Chad, or maybe even a little bit better those last couple of laps, but just didn't have quite the car to get it done, and not enough laps there at the end to seal the win.
Well, I mean, you didn't that outside seemed to be working really, really well for you. Kind of take us through how do you think the track developed here tonight? It seemed pretty decent for the most part, but it definitely did slicken up here as the night went on.
Yeah, I think anytime you're on it with the Renegades, it's going to slick off. And I think with the way it came in tonight and the way it's come in every race so far this season, you got to be up top on that cushion. The cushion's tough to run, but it's fast if you can run it. I think you probably could go down to the middle in 1 and 2 and be okay. But 3 and 4, I think you pretty much had to be up top trying to rip that cushion. And yeah, I went up there after that last caution because that's kind of where you had to be, I felt like. But, Chad was making it work, that middle low line in 1 and 2 at least. So, yeah, it was definitely a tricky track. Williams Grove always is. And when it gets slick like that, you got to be real careful with throttle control and where you're putting the car. So, yeah, it's a tough track, but, thankfully we're able to hang on to it, keep it out of the wall, keep it out of trouble, and get second here tonight.
With the top being that thin up there, do you think the bottom came in at all, or you think Chad just knew how to run the bottom?
I don't know if it really came in per se. I think it was okay. He was running it pretty good down there. I don't think he wasn't running all the way down there. I think he was kind of probably running that middle line, middle of the low line. But yeah, I felt like just based off the eye test, I was definitely catching him in 3 and 4 running the cushion, but 1 and 2. It was so far around the track on the top, it was pretty even, or even the bottom was a little bit better. But yeah, like it was tricky when the fastest lines up top, and a lot of guys can't run it up there because the cushion's so rough. So go down low, and sometimes that's the place to be. If guys can't run the top, you go low and try and pick them off as they make mistakes. And yeah, like I said, it's never easy, especially here at the Grove.
Well, my issue is I try to run up there against that wall, and that wall reaches out and grabs me all the time.
Yeah, that happens from time to time at just about every track here on the sim, it feels like. And of course, the driver's never at fault. It's always, the wall reaching out, grabbing you, of course. But yeah, that's definitely happened a time or two to me as well.
Well, that's why I like Lernerville so much, and I think Lucas Oil is the other one where I can run okay at the top because the walls push back at Lucas Oil, and Lernerville just doesn't have any.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta be careful at Lernerville. You're gonna lose all your spots if you take it off the top of the track there. There's no wall to catch you. But yeah, I guess that's one thing. You don't have to worry about guys hitting the wall in front of you there at Lernerville.
Unless they hit it on the front stretch, the one and only wall.
Yeah, that seems to happen quite often, actually. So, yeah, the one wall they do have, but guys find a way to hit it.
They actually do have 2 walls. They have a wall offset down off of turn 3 and 4 down behind those billboards.
Yeah, if you're hitting that wall, though, you're doing something pretty wrong. Yeah, you see a lot of guys hit that.
That's to protect the pits.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing that's there.
But great job there tonight, Chapman. And you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank?
Yeah, I just got to thank the family for watching. Got to thank all the guys down at KSR. Got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at A&J Custom Creations. Got to thank Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, Kreitz Oval Track Parts, Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They have some great popcorn. You can head over to their website, and don't forget to use code CART at checkout for 15% off some of their very delicious products. Got to thank everyone in this league that helps put this on and runs this league, and I got to thank you for the broadcast, Adam.
All right, well, great job of getting there tonight, Blake. And you coming out to try your hand in the 410s next?
Yeah, yeah, we'll see how we do in these 410s. So gonna give it a shot.
All righty, good luck there.
Thank you.
All right, Blake Chapman, your second place finisher. Gonna go get his 410 fired up. Now we'll get with Chad Griggs, your winner here of the 360 Renegades. Good evening there, Griggs. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. It just looked like you could put that car pretty much anywhere tonight and you felt comfortable.
It felt pretty good most of the race. I kind of hung around the very top as long as I could, and then I was talking to Spangler. I saw him kind of running a line and a half or a line down from the wall in 3 and 4, and he was getting pretty good drive, and I didn't really want to run that line, and so the top was just getting really sketchy. To run it the way you had to keep the momentum and be fast, you had to basically risk it all every corner, and it just too much risk. So I decided to just move down to the very bottom and see if I could get it to work, and the car would work. It took me a couple of laps of running it to get dialed in. After you sit there and rip the top for so many laps, you get into a rhythm doing that. Running the bottom here is a totally different beast, and you got to kind of get your rhythm back to doing that. So after I saw that I could get down there and run it and able to hold the momentum, enough momentum to at least keep the lead, that's where I was just going to run the rest of the race out.
Well, you did a great job of running down there. I know that's where you kind of ran your heat. Well, no, your heat, I think you might have ran up top, but I know in the qualifying you ran down there against that bottle.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I missed my lap 1 in qualifying and didn't hit it quite right, and I absolutely nailed it in the second lap, which if I would have had my out lap to count for nailing it, it would have even been faster yet. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You got to get lucky to nail it on both ends of the bottom there, and I did on my lap 2 of qualifying.
No, like I said, you did a great job, and it looked like you had a blast up there running the 360 Renegades here with the Coast to Coast Racing League. You got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory tonight?
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast. It's always good to be able to go back and watch and see what you did right and see what you did wrong. Thank C2C for the league. Thank Jack Hitt, the admins, everybody behind the scenes, Dean for all the work that he does in the league, and thank my team, TJM, as well.
All right, great job there, Chad. And are you coming out in the 410s?
I will be there.
All righty, well, good luck, and we wish you luck there in the 410s, and who knows, maybe we'll talk to you again.
Thank you, sir.
And that's Chad Griggs, your winner here in the 360 Renegades, brought to you by Aces Up and Triple G Pyrotech. We'll be back after this short message. Don't go anywhere. More racing coming up.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
Nice say it's a matter of time. 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far. I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
All right, here at the Speedway, we're getting ready for your Shaggy TV 410. All right, here finishing up their practice. All of our Monday night sponsors up there on top of the leaderboard. Stevens Garage, M&M Customs there for your 358 you watched earlier. We got Shaggy TV for your 410 sprints that are happening right now. And then Aces Up and Triple G Pyrotechnics for your 360 Renegade. All right, here we are. Ted York coming out there for qualifying. Camden, New York in the 09. Joseph Flynn coming out there in the 518. John Hine out there in his number 71. Up there on the high side. Trevor Frank, he's out there putting down a decent time on his outlap. Chad Griggs, he's out there on track. Your winner of the 360 Renegades. Now he's out here in the 410s for Shaggy TV. Jefferson City, Montana. Trying to see what he does. He's there he's got the 16.705 there for our best time there for Griggs. Dean Round, Patrick Spangler there with a 16.845. Griggs with a 16.705. We're going to have 2 heats here, it looks like. 8 drivers apiece. They work down there through turn 1 and 2 on up the track. Goes Spangler. Blake Chapman, he's there in a 4th. Right now, 4th fastest. Now 5th. And Morano comes out and lays down a 16.880. I think his first lap was a scratch. Scott Thomason, he comes out, lays down a 17.015 at the moment. Well, we'll see what he does here in his second one. He lays down a 17.087. So a little slower on his second lap. Everybody's qualified. We're going to be getting to your heat race very quickly here. And heat number 1 is going to be coming to the grid. Now we said 8 drivers here for heat number 1. Joseph Brandy for Raise the Bar. Driver to number 518 is going to start out there on the pole. Blake Chapman for Crate Sim Racing is there the second spot in the number 20. Row number 2 inside. Anthony Morano there on the inside, driving number 32 for Full Throttle Motorsports. It was outside for XTR the 270 of Chad Griggs in 4th. Scott Thomason, he's back here in 6th right now to start tonight for STR. And a 5th, Jack Gittu outside in the number 217. There starts outside row number 3 and row number 4, Mr. Bob DeGood. Going to start on the inside there. It's car number 7 in 7th position. And to its outside, the Teddy Bear, Ted York in the 09. Starting to his outside in 8th, back here in row number 4. All right, 8 laps to distance. Here we go for your 410s. Cheer on those drivers. Hear that engine roar as we get ready for your last class of the night. And looks like Randy might have had a connection problem there. One more time around, and then we will be Green Flag Racing here at Coast to Coast Racing Network. TV out there, your sponsor tonight for the 410. They work there off through the corner. Down the back straight away they go. Who's ready for some dirt to fly? Some more here at Williams Grove. As we said, 8 laps to go. You just finished watching the Aces Up Sim Sports Triple G Pyrotechnics 360 Renegades. Now you got the Shaggy TV 410. And they work here off the corner. Waiting on that green flag. It's out of the way. In the corner, number 1, Morano diving to the inside, going to try to get around. But Randy, man, what a run he gets on that outside lane. Going down the back straightaway. Griggs now up the 3rd. Chapman there in the 2nd. He knows that Griggs is there. And he comes out of the corner. Griggs trying to figure it out and dives down there to the bottom. So through 1 and 2. Wow, what a move there out of Chad Griggs. He dives it down out of the corner and gets a little loose there through turn 3 and 4. Had to back it off. And he works now down there at the 27 or the 217 there of Jack Gitt. Down there out of turn 2, up there in the 4th. Chapman there in the number 20. Joseph Brandy there in the front. Chapman second, Anthony Morano there in third. Chad Griggs up there in the fourth, trying to find that cushion up there on the high side. Struggling here with the 410. He had a little bit better luck with the 360. There was a much better turn there through turn 1 and 2. Now they work down there through turn 3 and 4. Chapman there second, 5 laps to go. Here in heat number 1. Grandy out there in front. Chapman there in second. Morano here in third as they work it on out through the back straightaway. Griggs trying to find that speed up there against that outside wall. And down here now, out of corner number 1. Through 2, down the back straightaway. 3 laps to go here in your heat race number 1. Up off the corner, Blake Chapman, Anthony Morano. Chad Griggs, Ted York there in 5th. Jack hitting 6th as they keep it going here. Single file, 1.5 laps to go for Joseph Grandy as he comes in up a turn 3 and 4. Towards the flag. What flag in the air for Joseph Grandy here in heat race number 1. Blake Chapman there in second. Ted York there in third. They roll it on down the back straightaway. Morano had issues there, ends up falling back in the 5th. Mr. Bob DeGood there in 6th. As you see, Griggs there in the pits, along with Scott Thomason. They come across. Joseph Grandy gets the win here in heat number 1. Here of your Shaggy TV 410 Wing Sprint Division. Waiting on your official results to come in. And here we go, heat 1 results. For that of Joseph Grandy out there getting that win. Blake Chapman there second. Ted York gets third. Jack hit 4th. Bob DeGood there 5th. Anthony Morano, he'll finish in 6th there in heat number 1. Chad Griggs in 7th. Scott Thomason there in 8th. All right, now we're getting started here with heat number 2. And here is your starting grid for that. Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsports in the number 56. Going to start out there on the pole. With Jeff Barker in second for Can-Am Racing in the 513 to his outside in second. Row number 2. Dean Reynolds in the number 79 and Patrick Spangler then in the 4th position driving the number 39. Trevor Frank back here in a 5th position tonight in the 121, starting in 5th with Brian Moore Sr. to his outside, driving car number 55 in 6th. Back here in your final in 4th row, starting there in 7th is going to be Jacob Force in the number 411, and to his outside, John Hine in the number 71. One more time around, and we'll be green flag racing here for heat number 2. 8 laps of distance for them here at the Grove. Great racing going and being put on here tonight. Once again here, the competition just so fierce with the Coast to Coast Racing Network and Coast to Coast Racing League. Green flag is out there, down the way here now out of the corner. Randy Shreves out there in front, driving car number 56. Jeff Barker there in second. Patrick Spangler up there on the high side, battling with Dino. Dino down there on the bottom, gets into Barker just a little bit. Does him up front. Barker goes for a heck of a ride down the front straightaway, up and over end. Side to side goes Barker, and how is going to end him for his heat race. Randy Shreves, your leader. Spangler in second. Frank now in the second. As we see Moore coming falling back there. Dino there in 4th. Up there to the high side. Dino almost up there to the outside wall. The 4 down there. Morris falls back in the 6th. Spangler, he falls there in the 7th. Down there on that bottom side. Not sure what happened there to Spangler. He falls all the way back. Trees, your leader. 5 laps to go. John Heim. Great run here out of John as he's up there in the 2nd. As Trevor Frank has issues, he's now crashed out. Brian Moore, he's out there as well into the pits. And we see here for second, Spangler once again getting up there. Randy Shreve out there in front. John Hine hanging on to 3rd. Dean Reynolds there in 4th. Jacob Morris in 5th. The rest of the field out on pit road. Looks like Parker may be out on track again just to try to gather something up here. We'll see here as he can go maybe gain a couple spots. I'm not sure exactly how many, though. They worked down through turn 3 and 4. Randy Shreve up there on the high side. Spangler down there in 2nd. John Hine there in 3rd with Dean Reynolds there 4th. Jacob Morris there in 5th. Keeping it together out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go here in heat number 2. Your second and final heat up your 4:10 sprint. Brought to you by Shaggy TV, and I'm proud to be bringing it to you here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network from Flinger Farm TV on the pole here tonight. Down there now in the 3 and 4 for the final time of Heat 2. Randy Shreve on that high side. And second, John Hine. Getting around Dino and getting around John Hine. He'll get 3rd. Over top of John Hine, Jacob Morris there 5th. Parker does bring it back to get 5th. I'm sorry, no, get 6th. With Brian Moore and Frank in the pits and out. So your Heat 2 results are going to be coming up here in just a moment. Here we go. Heat number 2 results. Randy Shreve getting that win. Spangler there 2nd. Reynolds in 3rd. John Hine will take home 4th. Jacob Morris in 5th. Jeff Parker 6th. Bretton Moore there in 7th. And Trevor Frank there in 8th. That is your finishing order of Heat number 2. We'll be right back after this short message.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right. Back here from the speedway, warm-ups finishing up, get ready for the main event. Hopefully everybody's ready for this as Chad Griggs, Joseph Grandy out there, your fastest in warm-ups right now. Jack hit there third, Blake Chapman there in fourth. Chad Griggs, I believe, got to come. Well, no, he don't. I can't remember who's starting where. We'll see. I'm getting for the grid. Starting on the pole here tonight, Joseph Grandy for Raise the Bar, driving a 5:18. They're going to roll off there in the pole position. Randy Shreves and then 56 for LGR Motorsports. Starting there to his outside. Blake Chapman there in the number 20. For Craig Sim Racing will roll off in third to his outside. Patrick Spangler driving a number 39. Starts fourth. Row number 3. Theo 9. Roll off in fifth tonight with Dean Reynolds there. On his outside, driving car number 79. Jack hit on the inside of row number 4, driving a 217, starting 7th. To his outside is 71 of John Hine for Gambler Motorsports, starting 8th. Row number 9, that's going to be Jack hit on the inside, driving a 217. Oh, I'm sorry, no, row number 5 on the inside, Can-Am Racing Team number 7, Boston Good, starting in 9th. Jacob Morris in the 411, starting in 10th. Starting back here in 11th, we got Anthony Morano in car number 32. On that inside for Full Throttle Motorsports, Jeff Barker in the number 12 spot to start tonight's race, driving a 513 Can-Am Racing. And then farther on back here, we got Chad Griggs for STR in the number 270. Starting there in 13th, Brian Moore in the 14th in the 55. Trevor Frank in 16th there tonight in the 121. And to his inside, I forgot to mention 15th position, the 6th of Scott Thomason. The 410 here with 30 laps the distance. QT Shreves here. Second. Spangler, those two really battling it out. One to keep an eye on, though, I'm not going to count out, is back here towards the back. They didn't see Griggs and Trevor Frank having issues back here at the back. Caution flag comes back out. John Hine also having issues for the on the pole instant replay here tonight. Here we go. On turn number 1, you'll watch it there, up there on the high side. There's the 71. Coming down the back straightaway. And gets into the back there of Chapman and up into the outside wall for John Hine. Now let's take a look at Trevor Frank. Trevor Frank here. He's there in the center of your screen, and then 121 down here in the corner number 1. Down there on the bottom. And the 6 tags him, and around he goes. That would be the 6 of Scott Thomason. What happened to Griggs? And Griggs is in the pits. Down the back straightaway here. Not sure what happened here under caution as he comes to stop. He's trying to get checked up, and people just are all over the place. Couldn't get it slowed up in time. Tough break there for Chad Griggs. Grandy, your race leader with Greaves there in second. Coming here to 1 to the green. Everybody's double filed back up here and barely got through one lap. I think we got through one lap. Maybe we didn't. I can't remember. I think we did get through one lap. Briggs working out his way out of the pit after getting that car fixed up. Down the back straightaway. And down here now, out of corner number 3 and 4. Pace car is off. Barton grabs the flag. Here they go. They're down the way out of turn number 4 here at the Grove. Joseph Grandy run there out front. Grandy trees up there on the high side. Ted York, Patrick Spangler still trying to battle it together. As Spangler tries to find a way to get through traffic. Gets through there, needles it through there, through the middle. And he's down there on the bottom. Ted York right there behind him. Got to be real careful right now. Dean Loretto's there in the 79. He's having a pretty good run himself there in the 410s tonight. 27 laps to go. Here comes Shreves up around Ted York. Ted York don't want to give it up too easily, though, down there on the bottom. Does give it up a little bit. We'll see, though, how that bottom works out. Caution back underway. This time for Jacob Morris and Brian Moore Sr. Now you see they come together there with Morano down there, and Morano comes up, tags the 41, giving him a pretty good right rear up into the outside wall, up across the nose of Brian Moore. Second caution of the night. Brian Moore disqualified. So Brian Moore disqualified from the 410s here tonight. Not exactly sure what the outstanding story is on that. Really don't matter here for the broadcast, but as we come around here, double them back up. Barney's in that flag stand. He is ready to go. Where you see Ted York there in the 09. Chad Griggs trying to fight his way through the field here. He's got himself now up in the 9th. Eddie Spangler on the outside once again of Grandy. Grandy's going to get another good jump, hopefully. We've seen him get quite the jump there. All right, Brian Moore got rid of the DQ flag, but he is still out. Down there now on the inside. Here they go. Off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Brittany got a great run there. Patrick Spangler there in second. Oh, no. Spangler up into the outside wall. Does he save it? He saves it enough to keep it green. And they stack up there behind him. 3 wide. There you see Hines, Thomason. You see Griggs right there in the middle. Now they still fight it out. And, oh, no. Spangler down across the nose. Chapman there now underneath Griggs. Spangler all the way back here now into the back. Dean Reynolds up there on the top side. Running here with 24 laps to go across the line. Down through turn 1 and 2. Having himself a great race. Shreves up there in the second. Grandy there in third. Chapman here fourth. Battling there with Ted York as York's down there on the bottom. Griggs there trying to fight his way back up there towards the front as well as he's on the top side of Ted York right now, working down here through turn 1 and 2. And it's just tough competition here with these guys. I don't know any driver that doesn't know how to run these, run dirt here coast to coast. They all do it so flawlessly here, especially on Monday nights, as you watch here tonight. Down through turn 1 and 2. Reynolds now making a run for second as Shreves is up here on the high side. Randy watching and listening behind him, knowing he's got all kind of traffic trying to work their way up to him. As they come there now out of turn number 3 and 4. Shreves just getting a tad loose coming off the corner. That might kill some of his momentum. Dean Reynolds up into the outside wall there as Chad Griggs is up here in the 4th. Ted York falls back into 8th. Here comes Trevor Frank out to his outside. That outside lane looking to be where you need to be at. Randy Shreves, Dean Reynolds, Chad Griggs. And we're down there now off corner number 3, 4. Griggs falling back in the 4th as Chad Griggs gets around him down there on the bottom. Set his sights on Mr. Dino there. Dean Reynolds in the 2nd. Randy out there leading the way. He's had a great race here tonight. Started out great in Heat 1. Got the pole here for the night. Now he's out there leading the way. Dino now on the bottom. Looking to try to get around Griggs. Can't quite do it. Does not have the momentum as of yet. Griggs keeps it powered down up there on the high side. Got that machine hooked up here in the Shaggy TV 410 series as they work down through the front straightaway back into 1 and 2. Randy down here out of 2 down the back straightaway. Dean Reynolds there in the 3rd as Griggs got around him. Dino's trying to find a way to get back around Griggs. I just don't know if that's going to be possible. Here comes Chapman. Battle it out with Dean as he goes to the inside. He's going to slide it up there through turn 1 and 2. Dino checking up there. Dropped it down to the bottom. Almost checked up too hard. And caution flag is out for Ted York in the 09. Andy Morano also having issues. We'll see what happened to him here. See if he got involved with Ted. Hey, York coming there out of turn 2, down the back straightaway here into corner number 3. And around he goes there, off of there, and there's what happened to Morano. He gets involved. I think he caught that inside tire. We'll go on board here real fast just to see. Now, that's exactly what he did. He caught the infield stuff right there, and that's what's going to send him around. And unfortunately, Morano just nowhere to really get out of the way. Ends up clipping him there on the high side. Griggs there, 2nd. Randy out there in front. Dean Reynolds 3rd. Chapman there 4th. Randy Shreves, he's sitting there 4th right now. Griggs up 11 positions from where he started. Running that Aces Up Sim Sport machine. Hey, see you there, the 217, Trevor Frank, Scott Thomason, Jeff Barker, Jacob Morris back here in 10th. Ted York called it done. And we're down through the front straightaway here through 1 and 2. Griggs up there against that outside wall trying to chase down Grandy. As they work down there now in the corner 3 and 4. And since it's been 3 cuts, they went to a single file restart. Dean Reynolds working on the bottom as Shreves works to get over top of him. Can't quite get there as they work down here in the corner 1 and 2. Now Shreves goes to the inside, bringing with him that 121 of Trevor Frank, but neither one has enough. After they get down there below Dean, Randy Shreve's going to slide it up. Not enough room. Going to bring it back down to allow Dean to come off the corner. Dino now trying to hang on to that outside. Here comes the 121 Trevor Frank to get around him. Caution flag back in the air, this time for Jacob Morris. I want to work down through the front or back straightaway here through turn 3 and 4. There you see the 41. Jacob Morris gets spun around there in turn 3 and 4. That's going to bring out the caution. Doesn't look too serious. Chad Griggs sitting second still with Randy leading the way. Chapman now in the third. Randy Shreve there for it. Dean Reynolds falls back to fifth. What a night of racing it's been here at Coast to Coast Racing Network. And if you're watching over Flicker Farm TV, thank you for joining us here with On the Pole. Couple more times around here, then we'll get back green flag racing. Toronto with a black flag there, probably speeding, leaving pit road. Down here off the corner. Joseph Grandy leading the way. Chad Griggs there in second. Chapman there in third. Randy Shreve there fourth. Dean Reynolds in a fifth. Trevor Frank there in sixth. He gets a great run there on the start. Griggs trying to get not enough though as he works down here through turn 3 and 4. Blake Chapman there in third. And Shreve back here in fourth. Man, oh man, what a battle we got going on up here at the front. Griggs looks to the inside, bringing the up there to the top side. 11 laps to go. Griggs got a great run off the bottom side. Gets it back up there to the top side. Brittany now falls in line there behind him. Here comes Chapman, looking to try to get around Grandy as well. Looks to the bottom side, doesn't quite have the speed right at the moment. And Griggs really puts the hammer down. Grandy there in second. Here comes Chapman on the bottom side. And Shreve's working up there into fourth. That's a possibility of getting a podium. If he can get that car to hook up right, and we got 9 laps to go here for your Shaggy TV. 410 sprint car. Here comes Chapman now to the inside of Grandy. Get a great run. Grandy, or Shreve's now going to get around also as Grandy got just a tad sideways. Dean Reynolds, he's back there in 7th now. As Chad Griggs up there into the front. Trevor Frank, who's going to be the bigger mover? As Trevor Frank's got up 12. Well, maybe up 12 here as he works to the bottom side of Grandy. Grandy trying to hang on to fourth. Shreve's there in third at the back bumper of Chapman. Chapman trying to set his sights on Griggs, but Griggs just really got that thing hooked up there on the high side here for the Shaggy TV 410 series. As they work down here now into corner number 1 on the bottom side as they work up off the corner. John Hine having issues as he's toes it to the pits. 6 laps to go, still under green flag condition with Griggs leading the way. Chapman there in second. Here comes Shreves in third. Grandy trying to find his way back up there to the front. The 217 Jack Hit gets underneath Trevor Frank. Trevor Frank now looks to the underneath side of Jack Hit. Gets a good run there in the 3 and 4. And Jack Hit gets another great run. Going to slide it through there. Here comes the 120 or the 217. Oh, I'm sorry, no, the 121 back underneath 217 there at Jack Hit. And Trevor Frank slide job one another here. Trevor Frank's going to try to get another run here in the 3 and 4. Can't quite get the run he needs. Chad Griggs, 3 laps to go out there in front. Now down there towards the middle of the bottom of the racetrack. And he works down there below the slick. Now he's up there against the top side through 3 and 4. Caution flag is out. This time for Scott Thomason. So we're going to have a green-white checker here. Now you want to come off the corner. Dean Reynolds comes down and just gives a nice little hop there to the 6 of Scott Thomason. He goes around, and that's going to be what Scott Thomason says. I'm done. So we're under our 5th caution. Thomason in the pits. Pine out, Moore's out, York out, and Brian Moore also out. All those drivers out of the race here tonight. Chad Griggs sitting out front again. Blake Chapman there in second. Randy there in third. Randy Shreve there in fourth. And just out of curiosity, I was trying to see if we had race results from the last thing here, and I don't see them yet. And it comes to the green flag here. White flag in the area. Second. We're trying to battle it out there in a third. Now, here comes Shreve trying to get in there. Shreve welcome to the second win. Here at Williamsboro, followed by Blake Chapman and Randy Shreves. Here we go. Your finishing results soon to be in. Here we go. Chad Griggs getting that win. Blake Chapman there second. Randy Shreve there in third. Jack Hitt fourth. Patrick Spangler fifth. Jeff Parker there in sixth. Anthony Morano there in seventh. Trevor Frank there in eighth. Joseph Andy 19 Reynolds there in 10th. Bob DeGood there in 11th. Scott Thomason there in 12th. John Hine in 13th. Jacob Morris there 14th. Ken York in 15th. Brian Moore there in 16th. Now we go on back there. That is your finishing results. That is all the drivers, all 16. We'll go and get with your leader, your top 3 now, your podium finishers. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Pretty good, Adam. Pretty good. Pretty wore out.
Oh, I'm sure you guys were battling quite hard up there at the front.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough race. Everybody just going back and forth, and everybody just trying not to make mistakes, and everybody waiting for people to make mistakes, and yeah, just trying to stay patient and not spin that thing out because they're pretty easy to do that with, and it was definitely a tough race up there with everybody just just battling it out. Everybody was pretty quick up there, and definitely made it a challenge.
Well, you got to take me back a moment here because I can't remember who finished third in the 360s.
It definitely was not me. I kind of stepped on it in that race and ended up over the wall. So let's not talk about that.
Oh, well, I mean, you came back, you made up for it here in the 410s then. That
Yeah,
track tonight,
it's
it seemed like it slicked off pretty quickly here tonight in all three series we ran.
yeah, it definitely did, especially in these things. I definitely had to put my wing back a little bit just to feel comfortable and keep that thing from spinning out, and just trying to stay patient. It was definitely a slick one and very tricky to drive.
How difficult is it to stay patient in these cars when you know you got a car that can compete?
Just definitely a lot because, I know a lot of times I just want to kind of step on the gas, but if you spin the tires in these things, you're just not going anywhere. You're just spinning the tires and kind of just want to try to take it easy, keep up your momentum, and not mess up.
And that's not always the easiest thing to do.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Especially when you got, guys like Blake and Jack and Patrick and, Jeffrey. I can name off the whole field up there just battling it out. And, it's always a blast running with these guys.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a stacked field out here in the 410s for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely some talent out there.
Well, you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank here for getting that third place here tonight?
For sure. Definitely everybody at Coast to Coast. You had them for the broadcast, all the sponsorship, everything you do for this league. My son Dylan Streets for painting my car. My buddy Mike McCoy for watching. My buddy Jeff Span. All my other buddies that watch. And everybody that supports me. Appreciate everybody.
Alrighty, well, great job there tonight, Randy, and you have yourself a great holiday week and weekend coming up.
Thanks, Adam. You as well.
That's Randy Shreves, your third place finisher. Now we get to an identical 1-2 on the night here in the 360s as we get Blake Chapman in here, who is once again runner-up to Chad Griggs. Good evening there, Blake. How's it going?
It's going all right. How about yourself, Adam?
You're probably getting a little tired of seeing the tail tank of that guy in front of you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's really, really fast. So, yeah, sometimes you just kind of got to shake your head and go, just kind of tip your cap to him and, acknowledge that he was definitely by far the fastest car tonight in Renegades and wasn't even closer in the 410s. He's running away from everybody. So, yeah, he just kind of embarrassed all of us out here, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I won't mention his starting position to you.
Oh yeah, I know he had to come from the back. I know I had to EOL, so I had to start in the back, and he was just starting a little ways in front of me. Then he had to go into the pits for a quick fix on that first little incident there, and then yeah, he was flying through the field. So anytime that tops here at Williams Grove, really at this track in general, he's just been really, really fast here, almost unbeatable. So yeah, hopefully next week we'll find a track where he's not as dominant, and maybe it'll be a little bit more competitive.
I guess that means the rest of you got to step up your game a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, he kind of, just made all of us look slow tonight. That's sometimes just the way it is. I think, Renegades, we were definitely closer, especially towards the end. But here in the 410s, I don't know if I had to adjust something with the engine or what, but he was, yeah, kind of just running away from all of us. And like I said, that's going to be the case anytime we're here at the Grove. So, yeah, hopefully next week we can find a little bit more speed, maybe get out front, start out front and stay there.
Well, the way I drive, you guys might have lapped me here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, these 410s are tough, especially when it gets slick. If you're not very experienced in these things, you might be all over the place. So
I can
these
hold
things
a line. I'm just not fast.
Oh yeah, well that's good. But yeah, these things when you get some of these real fast guys like Chad, it's tough almost not to get laps. You're gonna need a couple of cautions for sure.
A great job out there once again, getting second place here. This time in the 410. And you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that second place.
Yeah, I got to thank the family. Got to thank all the guys down at KSR. Got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Andy at AJ Custom Creations, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, Kreitz Oval Track Parts. I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some very delicious popcorn. You can head over to their website and use code CART for 15% off. And I just got to thank everyone involved in putting this league on. Got to thank Shaggy TV for the sponsorship for this division, and I got to thank you for the broadcast tonight, Adam.
Great job again tonight, Blake. And you have yourself a great holiday weekend and a great couple weeks coming up because I won't be around. Hopefully, I don't get roasted to death.
That could be the case, sometimes around this holiday season. So, yeah, hopefully you just have a wonderful, safe 4th of July, Adam.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm going to be sitting at the fair for 11 days. The trailer's got no air, and there's no air in the barn I'm in.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, doesn't it? Maybe I'll sweat a few pounds off,
Yeah, I think that's a guarantee.
Have yourself a great night there, Blake.
Thanks, you too, Adam.
All right, I will get with our winner here for the second race in a row, Chad Griggs. Good evening there, Chad. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous here. It seems like the weather's breaking a little bit, cooling off here finally. And, man, what a great run you had. I know you had to come through the back of the field here a couple times as you got caught up in that first incident. Went in, got that wing straightened out, come back out, and drove yourself through the field. Kind of take us through. That car looked like it was on rails tonight. How did you feel driving it?
Yeah, the 410s are a little bit more of a handful to me. I'm not nearly as comfortable in them as a 360, but I just try to just keep telling myself in my head, just be patient, and don't be overly aggressive. And there was plenty of time to work our way up, and got a little bit fortunate in one incident, gained a few spots there after I went in the pits and fixed a little bit of damage. But yeah, they're definitely more of a handful. It was a task to get up there for sure, but was able to get it done.
Well, you did a great job coming to the field. I mean, you had to make a couple daring moves, I think, through the race, but I mean, you pulled it off. Great job getting up through the field and taking home the win here tonight at Williams Grove for the second time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good night tonight.
Well, you got any sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank here?
Again, thank you for the broadcast. Thank C2C for the league. Thank Jack Hitt for adminning, Dean Reynolds for all he does, everybody behind the scenes that makes the league work. And then also thank my team, TJM, as well.
All right, great job there, Chad. We'll see how next week goes for you. I'm sure Shaggy will be back. I will not be here. So it should be interesting, and have yourself a great holiday weekend.
Oh, if you know me and know anything about me, my whole week this week is dedicated to putting on our fireworks display that we do for all of our family and personal friends. So I've got a whole week of getting ready to put on a pyro musical show on Saturday night. So this is my time of the year.
Well, stay cool.
I can't do that. It's 110 degrees feel like temperature here with like 90% humidity. So staying cool is not going to be an option this week, but we're going to sweat it out.
I feel you there.
Yep, we're going to sweat it out. But if everything goes off as planned on Saturday night, it's all going to be worth it.
I mean, I'm going to the Butler Fair here in Western PA, and yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, it is miserable here, but we're gonna work through it and get through it, and hope that Mother Nature is kind to us in the R department come Saturday night.
Alrighty, great job there, Chad, and again, have yourself a great weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that was Chad Griggs, your winner here tonight from Williams Grove for the second time as he brings home the checker here with your Shaggy TV 410 Sprint Division. Thank you all for watching Coast to Coast Racing Network. I am your host, Fligster from Fligger Farm TV, on the pole as we say good night. Thank you for watching.